Okay, I'm gonna do a short story time. I'm gonna try to keep it under 10 minutes, but like no promises. But in this, I'm gonna talk about different, um, like just different random memories I have, like from when I was growing up and stuff. Like a random one is I remember Gatorade used to come in a juice box. But like I'm not from the 70s. I feel like that's maybe a 70s thing. I'm not from the 70s obviously, but like in the early 2000s they used to have Gatorade in juice boxes as well, so I remember that being a thing. And things were just like honestly though, like things were kind of out of control. Like if you look at old Pepsi bottles and stuff, um, there was so much plastic being used in the caps and stuff like that. Like old water bottles. It was before they kind of realized how bad plastic was, and like styrofoam and stuff. Actually, still like some places still use styrofoam. Like it's outdated here in California, but like places like Florida still use it. But that's a whole other story. I remember as a kid, like after 9/11, people used to call French fries freedom fries, which is funny. But it was because people were mad at France because France didn't support America when America invaded Iraq. And so everyone that was Republican was really against the use of French being like in food. So they took French off the menus and then made it freedom. And it was like freedom fries, freedom toast. I don't know what else there was, but yeah, it's just kind of crazy. It's kind of kooky, but like I guess I could understand where they were coming from at the time. Um, but as a kid, I didn't understand what the hell. Like I didn't understand that, and I remember the Dixie Chick said something about George Bush, and everyone was mad. And I remember having Mary Kate and Ashley dolls, and Mary Kate and Ashley like I don't know what it was, like lip gloss or something, and like lotions. And I remember the Bath and Body Works lotions, it was called Art Stuff, and they had like cool flavors. It was really cool being a kid in the late 90s. Um, People used to wear like frosted lipstick and blue eyeshadow, and I love that new song Planet of the Bass because it does remind me of being a kid. And you know, that whole era of like the Y2K era, and everybody, well, I don't remember, but like people were afraid that their computers were gonna um die, like all the money in the banks was gonna go away or something because of some glitch, because it went from using 19 to using 2000, I guess. I don't really remember that, but I think it's funny. But I was in preschool at the time of Y2K. And I remember everybody wearing these chokers, and that's why I've worn this choker, well, not this exact choker, but a black tattoo choker for 10 years now, maybe, because as a child I wore them, and everybody did, and I had different colors, and people had different colors. I had so many to match like my outfits, and butterfly clips, and those are back in style, and I think that's so funny. If I had a daughter, I would definitely put those on her hair. And thank God I don't have a daughter, because I would spend so much money on her, on accessories and purses and all that. Liam doesn't like any of that stuff, and he's a boy. He just likes to play in the dirt. I like to play in the dirt too. I remember being a kid and playing in the dirt and having a lot of fun. Like playing outside used to be the best. There wasn't that many kids growing up in my neighborhood. And I think it's part of that generation thing, because I feel like I'm on the borderline of generations. Maybe when I became in middle school, then like there was people that moved into the neighborhood that started having kids. But when I was a kid, there was like no kids really. But people would come from my school and come play in my yard and stuff, and we would have the Gatorade juice boxes, and I liked to play sports and stuff outside. um, when I was a little kid, and yeah, things were just like better in the early 2000s, kind of. But then nostalgia creeps in because it's like not everything was better. Like for example, like fat shaming and stuff. I remember being really insecure about my body in the early 2000s because it was like you are supposed to look a certain way, and if you don't look like that and you don't fit the standards of a top model like size 2, then you're fat and you don't deserve to eat. Like it was really messed up, and that shit stuck with me. And I just have to remember it's not the early 2000s anymore, and that was not okay, and that was not a healthy mindset, you know. Um, Mean Girls, I guess, was my generation, but I like Clueless so much more. Just written so much better. I'm not saying Tina Fey's not brilliant. She's brilliant in her own way, but I just prefer Clueless. I remember my best friend when I was a kid. Her name was Amber. Rest in peace. She passed away. That makes me sad. I kind of want to do a story time about that, but it makes me sad. I was going through the final box I have for moving in. It was a box of pictures. Sorry, and I saw one. It was her. It was like us together as kids. It makes me sad. But yeah, I remember we would always go to Marine World. Like before it was Six Flags, it was called Marine World. And we would also go to, there was another, like, maybe it was called Water World. I don't know. Maybe it was called Water World, but it was like a water park that had a lot of slides and stuff. And Crow Canyon. If you're from the Bay Area, like, you know those places. But yeah, we always used to do stuff together and eat Reading Pops together, and like the striped fruit gum with the zebra on the wrapper. That was a lot of fun, like being a kid, like I said, in the late 90s. What else I remember? I remember Britney Spears being really famous, but my mom, for some reason, like, she did not like Britney Spears. And I mean, like, let's be honest, a lot of women in that generation, in my mom's generation, and Generation X, they didn't like Britney Spears because they were probably deep down jealous of her. So we never listened to her music until she had her breakdown and she put out that one album, which is the best album in my opinion, Blackout. Then my mom started listening to her because she started going to the gym and like listening to Britney. But like back in the day, like when Britney first came out, yeah, like my mom did not play her. She didn't like her. And I remember wanting a doll. It was a Britney Spears like Barbie doll. And my mom's like, oh no, look at how she's dressed. I don't think you should have that. And like, I was like, well, what about this one? No, you can have this one. And she picked out the one that I could have. And I was like, damn. It was the one where she had like a t-shirt, I guess. But I think I got rid of it, and they're worth money now, and I maybe one day want to buy it back when I have a career, and I can collect Barbies maybe. But yeah, I would like to buy it back one day. But I remember keeping like the little purse that came with it, and like the hairbrush that came with it. Yeah, nice. Yeah, but now I love Britney Spears so fucking much. Oh my god, I love her. Like, I'm such a big fan of her, and I can relate to her so much. Oh my god, the 10 minutes is almost up. Maybe I should wrap this up and do like a part 2. Or maybe I should keep going. Okay, we'll 5 more minutes. Okay, so look for the Britney thing and put a pin in that for now. I remember my mom always watching the Anna Nicole Smith show when I was a kid. Like I was there with my mom, either playing with my Polly Pockets or sitting on the couch watching that show with my mom. And I think that had some kind of influence. I just feel like I could relate so much to Anna Nicole. Like I can relate to Britney on a certain level, like a human level, you know, but I can relate to Anna Nicole because I feel like, I don't know, people are gonna think I'm crazy, but I feel like I look like her a little bit, so I don't know, I could just relate to her, you know. It's like my body type is similar to hers and my face structure is similar to hers. I don't have blonde hair, obviously, but if I did, and I have before, but yeah, she's really cool though. I love Anna. Rest in peace. She's a great lady. She was a great woman for real. And her son, you know, it's such a tragic thing, you know. But good thing her daughter has a good father, you know. From what I could tell, he's a great guy. Thank God it wasn't that other guy, Howard Castern, because that guy's fucking wild, nuts, you know. Um, what else I remember? I remember when Pepsi came out with Blue Pepsi. It was supposed to be like blue raspberry Pepsi or something. That was funny. I think it was supposed to compete with Coke because Coke at the time had like Coke. What was it like? Coke vanilla Coke, and cherry Coke. So Pepsi was like, oh, we're gonna do this blue raspberry one, and then we'll put out Pepsi Twist, which was like a citrus one or something. But yeah, I wasn't really allowed to drink soda when I was a kid, which is fair because soda is not good for you at all. Like, yeah, I try not to drink it now. But yeah, I've just been trying to drink a lot of water, and I have been drinking coffee, and it's not good for me. I'm probably gonna wake up in the morning and throw up. I'm not gonna drink coffee tomorrow, and I'm gonna say it on camera because not to be TMI, but I have like acid reflux, and I can't be drinking coffee. It's so good though, but I can't do it. Okay, I have 3 minutes. What else do I remember? I remember when Aaliyah died and Left died from TLC. That was really sad. Rest in peace. You know, I'm just thinking about icons. Like when Michael Jackson died, I remember that too. My uncle had picked me up from swim practice. It was the summer after 8th grade. And we came home and I checked my email and it said Michael Jackson died. I was like, hey, like my uncle's in the other room. I was like, hey, they said that Michael Jackson died. So we turned the TV on and yeah, crazy. Um, yeah, I'm just thinking about like my childhood and stuff. If I had editing software, I would edit this part out, but I don't, so you're just gonna have to be stuck with it. But thanks for watching my video all the way through. If you watch it all the way through, you're a real one, and stay tuned again for more.